Back in June of 2024, global auras started to become way too common. YouTubers were creating potion popping videos non-stop, which resulted in even the rarest auras becoming less special, so the developers knew they had to change something. And so, on June 30th, 2024, the Era 8 update dropped, and with it came one of the game's most infamous items, the Oblivion Potion. See, this potion works differently from anything else, because once you use it, every buff you have immediately gets locked. Then you get an additional 600,000 luck on your next roll. But the unique thing about this potion is that it also gave you a chance to roll 2 exclusive auras that are not affected by your luck. The first of which being Memory at a 1 in 100 chance, and the second being Oblivion at a 1 in 2000 chance. Now here's the part that really matters. Getting the potion was an insane grind. You needed 2.5 million gold, which was about a week of daily grinding, and then you had to spend that gold at a rare merchant named Mari to exchange them for 5 void coins. And only then could you visit an even rarer merchant, the Jester, and hope that the potion was actually in stock. The developers very clearly wanted this aura to be a challenge. Before Heavenly Potions, the rarest aura was Glitch, which took over 47 days to be found, and that was with 40,000 players grinding daily. But once Heavenly Potions came out, the rarity was completely broken. Even adding a 1 in 1 billion aura at this point wouldn't feel rare anymore. And that's why the Oblivion Potion was designed the way it was. It was to bring back that sense of true rarity that had been lost because of Heavenly Potions. At first, the Oblivion Potion was a complete success. The moment it dropped, it instantly became one of the most hyped items in the entire game. At the time, using one was such a big deal that people would flood into both private servers and live streams just to watch someone pop one. The hype was insane, and despite the auras not being as rare as Glitch used to be, the developers' goal of creating something truly rare again actually seemed to be working. But the potion's balance wouldn't last forever, because just a couple months later, the developers made a decision that would change everything. On November 10th, 2024, Souls RNG would release their long-awaited Eon 1 update. At this point, it had already been 2 months since the last main update, so when the update dropped, over 100,000 people tuned in to play the update. And to celebrate their nomination at the Roblox Innovator Awards, the developers started a 2-week-long event. And one of the things they added were 3 new game passes, 2 of which included an Oblivion Potion. Now, the game passes alone had already hurt the rarity of Memory and Oblivion significantly, but that wasn't the only problem. There was also a duplication glitch. Players discovered that if you left the game mid-cutscene, you actually kept the Heavenly Potion and Oblivion Potion buffs. And suddenly, people began abusing this bug like crazy, and the result was the single largest amount of globals found in the game's history. In just one night, Oblivion, which used to be found maybe once a week, was found 72 times. And it didn't stop there, because over the next 12 days, thanks to the Innovator Packs and the glitch, Oblivion's rarity had plummeted. Some days saw dozens of new Oblivions, and at one point, 58 Oblivion auras were found in a single day. And then came November 23rd. On November 23rd, 2024, the developer Word announced the release of the RA event extension update, which did 2 things. 1, it extended the event by another 5 days, and 2, it let players buy the Innovator packages a second time. And when I say everybody bought these, I mean everybody bought these. That same day, 324 new Oblivions were pulled. To put that into perspective, before the event, only 42 Oblivions had ever been found. And just during the RA event alone, over 1,200 Oblivions were found. By now, Oblivion's rarity was completely destroyed, but surprisingly, it wasn't the end of the story. The developers didn't give up on the potion after the RA event. In fact, they began to add way more ways to obtain it, starting with seasonal events. During Halloween, a new NPC would appear who you can purchase the potion from. And during Christmas, you were able to get the Oblivion Potion from potion gift boxes. And even in summer 2025, they were obtainable from the potion ice boxes. After the seasonal events, the developers kept adding new ways to get the Oblivion Potion. First, there was Fischl, an NPC with a daily shop who had a small chance of selling the potion. They then started adding the Oblivion Potion to update packages that you could buy every update with Robux. While the Oblivion Potion's rarity was lost, the developers hadn't given up on its concept. In the recent Boss Raids update, they introduced a giant sandworm themed aura. It can only be rolled using the Potion of the Dune at a rarity of 1 in 1,000. The potion itself drops exclusively from the crawler boss, and since the potions are capped at 7 per week, grinding for it is not easy. It's not nearly as rare as Oblivion once was, but in my opinion, it's a great step in the right direction. So where does that leave the Oblivion Potion? As of recording this video, over 3,800 people have found Oblivion. Some people somehow have even managed to find multiple on the same account, which I don't even know how you get that lucky. Now, personally, I don't really mind that they ended up making it more common. Back then, it definitely was a great addition since at the time, the game was becoming super stale and the Oblivion Potion gave the active player something new to grind for. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys still want to grind for Oblivion? And if you enjoyed this video, then please consider subscribing and joining my Discord. I'll leave a link to it down in the description. But with that, have a great rest of your day, guys.